HTML text tags in 5 minutes. I don't want you to focus a lot on this because we're gonna talk about it a lot when talking about layout in CSS. However, I still feel like I need to go over this, so just in case if you try to play around, so you won't get confused on why certain text looks a certain way. So simply speaking, block elements take the entire width of a page and inline elements take only the width that they need. Now, the next genre of tags, I call them decorative elements. It is pretty self-explanatory. They just decorate text. I'll be honest, I don't use them. When I need to style text, I use CSS or Tailwind. I don't use these tags. However, I still feel like I need to teach you those just in case you encounter those so you'll get confused. Also, while you still do not know CSS, that is just a way to play around with text more. So the first tag is a B or bold tag, which, take a guess, makes the text bold. Very similar to bold element is an I element, which is for italics, and it just makes the text italic. Also, you can mix and match those. You can make like bold italic text, etc. However, they're also a different set of tags. They look exactly like bold and italic. Why do we need those? They're just another set of accessibility tags. So strong looks exactly like bold and EM looks exactly like I. However, strong and EM just tell the browser that, hey, this text is important. Now the next element is block quote, which is very self-explanatory. It's just simply a block quote. And another element is a Q, which stands for quote, and once again, it just makes the text a quote. It just adds quotation marks. Now moving on to the code element, which is actually quite cool and used a lot in documentation, etc. It is also pretty self-explanatory. You will mostly use this to highlight to the browser that this is code. For example, if we go to the Tailwind documentation, they use the code element to show their code. Quite cool. The next element is pre, which stands for pre-formatted, and it basically saves the formatting of your text. So if you add like a bunch of tabs or a bunch of spaces, it will keep those spaces. Why is this element even useful? Well, HTML by default reformats your text to have only one space between elements. Why? Well, it's actually extremely helpful for you as a developer. For example, look at this code, right? There's not much here, but it's already a little hard to read. So a lot of people will just add a bunch of spaces to like separate the blocks of code. And since HTML will reformat all the text in one space, those spaces won't show up on your page. And this is actually extremely useful. I think here we can call it a day. Before I end the video, I want to say something. I'm trying my best to upload at least a video a day or a video per 2 days. But if I don't, please don't hate me. It actually takes a lot of time to write a script, record, and edit these videos. So if I'm running a little late in the schedule, please don't hate me. And once again, thank you so much for watching. You're doing great. I'll see you next time.